I just still kind of want to know how hair grew over that metal plate. If it's the scalp, most likely is separate. We shall see. We shall absolutely see. All right, chapter 6.
The local TV news called it the El Paso, Texas Wedding Chapel Massacre. How it happened?
I mean, bro, that's a really long, title.
Who was there? In actual fact, the massacre didn't happen during a wedding at all. It was a wedding rehearsal.
Now you may kiss.
I mean, definitely news to me because the entirety of the first half, I definitely thought it was a wedding.
The bride. Now,
Why not?
this might be funny to
It's your bride. Do it.
your friends, but it would be embarrassing to your parents.
Okay, I can see that.
We'll try to restrain ourselves.
It'll be a little weird. It'll be a little weird.
Y'all got a song? Love Me Tender be great.
Rufus, he's
Love
the
me
man.
tender.
Rufus Thomas.
I was a drill. I was a drip.
Rufus, he's the man.
And how did you end up doing this? You did all these things. These grandiose things. But how exactly did you get to this point?
Well, yeah, they're coming all the way from Oklahoma.
Why is that funny?
Right.
A moment ago, I was playing my flute.
It's such an odd thing to randomly do
This moment,
in the middle of literally nowhere. By the looks of it, your actions are suspicious.
I'm knocked up.
jeez Louise.
Question. Okay, so she has no shoes on, but he does. So it's just women's feet that this director is infatuated with, yes?
And what are you doing for a job these days?
I work in the record store.
Why not just say job?
So,
It's going to be a great environment for my little girl to grow up in.
Daughter.
however, all agree aside,
Right.
I am looking forward
I mean, because that's exactly what you're doing right now.
to being a young man.
Tommy, I'd like you to meet my father.
Believable.
Oh my God.
Always full of surprises.
Well, in the surprise department,
Why pay so much money for a dress you're only gonna wear once?
Wear it
Especially
twice.
when Arlene looks. I guess I just believe in living dangerously.
It's about to get real dangerous.
I know just what you mean. That's asking a lot.
It'll probably
Okay.
be weird,
Well, forget it.
you know.
But how about we go out to dinner tonight, celebrate?
Mother, here we go.
All right, so when he says mother, is that in fact his mother? Or is he saying mother because that's his wife and the kids call her mother? And so he's just being like, mother. That's your obviously your nickname going forward. I wonder which way that goes, because didn't you already do that? Get him in before it's too late, I guess, right? Okay, so basically what I'm taking from this is Bill basically just canceled her contract. Is how this looks, at least. Yeah. That's how this happened. He was just like, oh, you getting married? Contract is canceled. Now we know, at least. No, or now I know. I'm sure you guys knew that already.
They just call themselves the Crazy 88.
What is that?
I don't know.
Didn't he swear a blood oath to never make another sword?
It would appear he has broken it.
I mean, or he really doesn't truthfully like the person that she's going after. Pay attention.
Them Japs sure know how to hold a grudge, don't they? Or maybe
Guys.
you just tend to bring that out in people. I pawned that years ago.
Okay.
You hawked a Hattori Hanzo sword. It was priceless.
And he probably got $30 for it. Unless the name is that recognizable where it can be kind of researched and seen what another one of the same thing sold for.
Well,
but something tells me that that's not a normal thing.
I know we haven't spoken.
Bro, she's going to end you in like 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest. If she made it through that, yeah, she does. All right, that's probably mandatory, guys. That's absolutely mandatory. I mean, just keep this in mind. It sounds like Beatrice was out here deleting people that, you know, obviously they may have had kids, and they were also the kids of someone else, right? So she, in a sense, deserved what happened to her in the, in the wedding rehearsal. She did. She deserved it. Why? Because she also did the same thing to other families. Let's be honest here, okay? Yeah, you guys deserve it too, but you probably deserved it before you did that. You know, but all right. Okay. My oh my club. Totally without clothes, girls.
there ain't nobody in here, man.
Not a single person.
Came here, they let you stroll in 20 minutes late, but it wasn't owned by...
Bro, what establishment have you worked at ever that said, you know what, this was going to be an acceptable behavior to do inside the office, and it looks like you're managing the place? All right, let's play these games.
Paying you to do is that you don't have a job to do?
Oh,
Is
tricky.
that what you're saying?
No.
What are you trying to convince me of?
Is the only thing you kids seem to understand. Okay?
Guys, kids? I don't know, bro. You're telling you're about the same age.
I'm not the boss of the customers. I'm the boss of you. And I'm telling you.
You shouldn't be a boss of anyone, bro. Like, at all. At all. And really quickly, guys, I would have absolutely removed these glasses from the scene. The entire scene is lit very well. It's obviously some type of gigantic parabolic umbrella. The stands here. The light is inside of an orb, kind of. It's an umbrella. One side of it is going to be black, most likely, or silver or white on the inside, with a something like a sheet covering the front of it, just allowing this extremely soft, diffused light onto the set. But the problem here is that the reflection of the actual parabolic umbrella is inside of his glasses, and I would have definitely removed it from the scene, personally. But it looks great, regardless. All right, so he was a paid hitman by the sounds of it. Most likely made a lot of money throughout his life, just, destroying families and deleting people, right? So, where did that money go? Hopefully, it looks like he just squandered every single penny of it. It's important to have a plan for the future, bro. All right? And this is a prime example of someone who had everything, most likely, and just threw it all away. Should you feel sorry for him? I don't know. I'm not sure if I feel sorry for him exactly, though. I mean, bro, it's your hat. You're on your property. You can do whatever you want to do, bro. Keep the hat on. Oh, my. Bro, imagine the bugs in this house, bro. Imagine. Oh, God. Spiders. You know he's waiting for you, right? I think that whole scene was when he pulled up, he started looking around because he obviously recognizes that not everything is as it seems. So most likely he's waiting right behind that door. Oh, well, okay. Double barrel. Yeah. You shouldn't stand up. Okay. This is you going back to hospital now for multiple years, if you make it. All right, you're absolutely damaged. He has ravaged your body with pellets. All right, and even if it was just birdshot, it would still be crazy. All right, obviously not a slug. There'd be a hole. All right, the same thing, similar to with buckshot. Let's say. So what exactly did he fire at her? I don't see any gigantic holes on her chest from that distance. So there's something weird. Rock salt. Oh, what is what? Oh, okay. Rock salt, 20 gauge, 2 3/4 rock salt rounds, made by Bullseye Cartridge Co. They're perfect to deter intruders or animals. Interesting. It's a non-lethal. It's non-lethal, but it gets the point across. It says. Okay. All right. I'm guessing it obviously won't go through walls neither. That's a good thing, right? But all right. Yeah, she's not gonna expire. I can imagine the pain, right? That salt in your Oh, that's nasty. I mean, yeah, if that was a competition, yeah, you got more of, on her face than she did you. So if that was a direct competition, you absolutely won. I mean, you also won by hitting her with rock salt, apparently out of a shotgun that I've never known exists until right now. But that's a thing. You didn't end her yet, I guess.
And to what do I owe this dubious pleasure?
Brother.
I just caught me the
Are they brother?
cowgirl.
Wait, hold on. Is Bill his brother? Is that woman Bill's sister? But that would be weird because they kind of are like weirdly in love with each other.
She must suffer to her last breath.
Why do you hate her so much, bro? Like this is deep now.
Millionaire.
I mean, $1 million does not constitute being called a millionaire. I mean, 2 million.
Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey.
There's nothing in me after watching the first half of this movie. Nothing in me told me that somehow he was going to get the better of her. Nothing said that. Like, does your revenge plot end now? Paula Schultz. Either this is a tiny man, or this is a massive man. Paint? Who cares?
White women call this the silent treatment. That we let them think we don't like it.
Wait a second. Where did that come from? Where did that nugget of absolute truth come from? It's not just white women. Keep this in mind here, right? It's all women. The silent treatment? You're not punishing us. You're not. You're not talking. It's quiet in here. Oh my! That is wild to just randomly pop out of nowhere and say, bro. Okay. All right, guys, we're back. I apologize. Pardon me.
You see it, don't you?
What is it? Bear spray?
That's a
OC?
can of mace.
Mace.
No. I'm gonna spray this whole goddamn can right in your eyeballs. I'll burn them right out of
was jealous? It was jealousy. Such an interesting shot, guys. Are we supposed to see anything here or no? Not really. Bro, imagine if she chose the mace. We would see nothing right now. Just hear screaming. I'm guessing they specifically chose black and white for the scene because of the white balance. Most likely, the whole scene would have been like yellow. I guess depending on the actual temperature of the color of the Kelvin, specifically of the flashlight. Right? That would, I guess, kind of say what the scene would have looked like, but I'm guessing they chose black and white because the only way that scene would look good or honestly be saved is to just flip it in black and white and get rid of all that crazy yellow that would have just been present because of the color of the wood and the color of the light, creating this nasty shade of like muddy, nasty yellow. The cruel tutelage of Pai Mei. So she's gone. Okay, so all right, so Bill doesn't get deleted, guys.
1003.
Okay.
Head priest of the White Lotus clan, Pai Mei, was walking down a road. The nod was not returned. Now, was it the intent
I'm not going to go ahead and call that a note, guys.
of the Shaolin monk to insult Pai Mei? Of Pai Mei's 5-point palm exploding heart technique?
And what, pray tell, is the 5-point palm exploding heart technique?
Quite simply, the deadliest blow in all of martial arts.
Okay.
He hits you with his fingertips. But once you've taken 5 steps, your heart explodes inside your body, and you fall to the floor, dead.
Okay.
He teaches no one the 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Oh, he knows.
No.
I don't believe it. He just doesn't want to teach anyone else.
One of the things I've always... So, allow me to impart a word.
Bro, this is a weird man. Okay? I get it. I get it. Super intriguing, mysterious man. I'm guessing this is the attraction. Has to be. I'm not sure it's 100% aesthetics here, guys, right? But okay, right? But I truthfully don't understand why this is happening right now. Either he is trying to show off his mystical, mysterious nature, right? Or he's just an a-hole.
To the wise. Whatever.
A little bit of both.
Whatever Pai Mei says, obey. If you flash him...
Because he absolutely knows she wants to now know this technique.
Even for an instant. And if you throw any American sass his way...
American sass?
Snap your back and your neck like they were twigs.
I mean, her story, I think, is a little bit more intriguing than the story of Pai Mei. Don't get me wrong. Right? I mean, I would love to know that his magical sorcery, right? But I think her story is a lot more intriguing. She worked as someone who deleted people, then got deleted or almost deleted at her wedding rehearsal, came back to life somehow, deleted all the people that were there, for the most part, some of them, not all of them, but you get what I mean here. A lot of people that were there, then just to be buried alive. Yeah, her story is absolutely fantastic. Better than the story of Pai Mei.
Get in a fight?
Friendly contest.
Why
Oh,
didn't you
yeah?
accept me?
They got lonely.
Oh. Okay. Lonely.
Which
Old lonely man.
has no effect on their disposition. That, my dearest, depends entirely on you. Now remember...
Guys, I love the usage of mirrors in shots.
No sarcasm.
This man is an entire stereotype. The end, like not small portions of it where it's like super subtle. No. He is the representation of the stereotype. Okay. Bro, his eyebrows are magnificent. This is a lot of character on this man here. All right. He spends a lot of time in the hairdressers. Keep this in mind. Also, he can just do this in his I don't know, wherever this man lives. He didn't do that.
And I am more than proficient in the exquisite art of this
Guys, I love these kung fu pan ins and pan outs. I love that, guys.
samurai sword.
As all this character is missing is for his mouth to keep on moving while the sound's coming out of his mouth. I'm telling you, that's all he's missing. This is the representation of the stereotype. Guys, like their level of like dislike, referring to Chinese versus Japanese, is interesting. It's kind of like how much I dislike New Jersey, right? It may not be that deep. It may not be that deep, but it's basically the same thing. Or you better be spectacular with all of this you're putting on display. Oh, buddy. How are you holding this man up with one arm? All right. How are you doing that? Your biceps are absolutely minuscule, along with your triceps, along with your forearm. What exactly? How exactly? Well, I guess maybe he's super light. But still, how exactly are you holding this man up on the tip of your sword? You let this man kick you in your face. Bro, stop laughing, please. Don't worry about that. The wood. I'm guessing this is going to be some tie-in to the fact on how she is going to be able to most likely escape the current prison she is in, let's say. It is made out of wood. All she has to do is remember that her fist is his fist and he can punch through wood. She just so happens to be in a wooden prison. Is that what's going to happen here, guys? Foreshadowing? That's painful. Steamed white rice. Don't you do that. Right. Feet are from the floor. Bro, know where you are, right? Like, do a little bit of research on the culture you're going into, right? That should be rule number one, okay? You don't eat with your hands, okay? Not like that. I would have already went crazy just by not being able to move, like do a full extension of my knees. Like, I'm uncomfortable looking at her in this tiny space. I don't think I'm claustrophobic, though. I don't think so. Just remain calm and don't think about moving your knees. I think that's probably how to do it. Yeah, she has to make it because this is purely a redemption story, right? She is attempting to redeem herself. She wants revenge. So she has to escape this. I have no idea what would happen Once she actually is able to get through this box itself, would the dirt not start coming into the hole? How are you going to get past all that thousands of pounds of dirt? 6 feet? Maybe it's 1,000 pounds. It's a lot of dirt, bro. It's a lot of dirt. You going to climb yourself out of this? Okay, so based off of that first hit, I'm guessing she never actually made it happen. Okay, wait, so hold on, maybe not. Okay, we need to figure out another way. Maybe she's going to channel the spirit of Pai Mei. Could be. Remember, her fist is his fist. Yeah, my concern... Guys, all right. All right, so now obviously she's going to go after this guy. He's not going to even think that she's even alive. Why? How can she be alive, bro? It's not like we already, ambushed her wedding rehearsals, thought we all deleted her, ends up in a coma, right? Then again, hit her with some rock salt, bury her alive. Hey, listen, it's not like she can come back again, can she? Bro, she's invincible. Absolutely invincible. Oh, while being in the box. Not sure how much air she had in there. Yeah, she crawled out of the cemetery.
May I have a glass of water, please?
Chapter 9. Elle and I. She has class and taste. She absolutely does, bro. Guys, keep this in mind. Even though that sword is extremely revered, apparently the sword maker is extremely revered, he keeps selling them. At least this time he's going to get some solid money for it. Double exposures. I mean, of course she has no shoes on. Bro, you should probably look at that. Look at the contents of the bag. You're putting a lot of trust in a criminal.
Oh. Here you go. Wrap your lips around that.
I wouldn't. If you saw where these cups were stored, all right, you would instantly know that you should not put your mouth on that. Okay, look at it. There's even dust residue, particles that are around where I guess you're gonna put your mouth in a moment. All right, that's nasty. Dust is made up of human skin cells. You put him in your mouth. Not all dust. But household dust, a lot of it is made up of your skin cells and dandruff. So congratulations. Okay, you put this man in your mouth. Okay, whatever though. If you like that, I love that for you.
Which are you filled with? Live a little bit longer so they can do it.
Right, keeps them moving. Keeps the brain active.
Bill thought she was so damn smart, and I tried to tell him she was just smart for a blonde.
Okay. Are blondes inherently not smarter? So you have blonde hair, you're just instantly not smart. Are those the rules here? Okay. It's real. Yeah, move it around. Move it around. Yeah, pick the top ones up. I don't know. I don't trust it.
Thanks a bunch.
Oh! Took me a minute to process that for a second. Why is that snake in there? Oh, it's a trap. See, bro, that's why you don't trust people. That's why you don't trust people. What was it, a black adder or something, guys? Listen, you should have dumped it out. Well, I guess no. Well, yeah, bro, you should have just dumped it out on the ground. But I guess you wouldn't have known. I don't know. She set you up, bro. She's taking the sword and her money. I mean, just hope it was a dry bite. Unless it's juvenile.
Listen to this.
All right, let's give us some facts.
Venom that can be delivered from a single bite can be gargantuan. You know, I've always liked that word, gargantuan.
Yeah, it's a cool sounding word, in fact.
So rarely have an opportunity to 400 milligrams of venom from a single bite.
Oh, don't worry, you're gonna have a chance. Because she's right outside. Right, go ahead and put that back in there. But where'd the snake go?
Because you will be standing at the final resting place of Beatrix Kiddo.
Beatrix. You see, listen, I thought it was Beatrice, but apparently it's Beatrix. Beatrix.
Marty Catrosser? Here. Melanie
Guys, that was good.
Harhouse? Here. Beatrix Kiddo?
Here.
Look, I can be there in about 4 hours. You want
Beatrix Kiddo. Like, that's her name? Like, Beatrix Kiddo. Bro.
No. You need me, baby. I'm there.
Well, where'd the snake go? Flying dropkick. The fencing now? Again, I don't know if that hurts. Let me know in the comments if that actually is something that is painful, right? I would think that it's like hitting this part of your body. Like hard. Doesn't hurt. All right. That hurt. That, in fact, hurt. Not the hi-ya. What? You never sold it.
To my brother Bud.
What did you say to Pai Mei to make him snatch out your eye?
Oh. This man snatched out someone's eye? How do you even... Like, you have to stand there and let it happen. I just want you to know that. I think the only way that can happen is if you stood there purposely. Like, you stood still. I don't even think can you do it fast? I don't even think you do it fast enough. How do you just let someone purposely snatch out your eye? Your eye?
That miserable old fool.
Did you? Oh.
And now I'm gonna kill you too.
Oh. So basically what you're saying is that you're jealous of her, obviously. Right? You're bitter because you're the only one, apparently, that has never got the Hanzo sword. These are really good shots. They just are. The composition is great on them. The coloring is great. Well, I guess you just don't have to stand there. That's wild. Okay, I mean, imagine now. What do you do? Now what happens? I'm just so flustered here. What do you do now? Going forward, what is the plan? Bro, take the other sword and the suitcase. Well, I guess she's done now, yes? Last chapter. Face to face, okay. And Bill obviously still thinks that she's gone, so this is actually a really good, well-placed ending. This will be. Palm oil farm? Are we in Asia? Maybe not. definitely flamenco, though, bro.
Where's Bill?
Oh.
You must be Beatrix. I remember when Bill was only 5 years old. I took him to the movies.
This has nothing to do with what she asked. You're giving the backstory. Do you know where he is or do you not? I'm sure she could be doing other things right now.
Even that he was a fool for bronze.
I don't understand it. I never understood this hair color thing that people would be fixated with. I don't. She has blonde hair. Okay. But she doesn't have blonde eyebrows. Right? So the carpet doesn't match the drapes, guys. I don't think so. Right? So you can dye your hair and then just be instantly considered pretty by some people? Is that how that works, guys? But none of the other hair matches. Such a weird thing, guys. To be fixated with, at least.
You would have been my number one lady.
This guy's nasty, bro.
You got that one better than me. I would have just cut your face. You must forgive me.
All right.
Please. You have a drink with me.
Oh, he's such a nice man.
God. Bill.
I would have just cut your face. I would have been much nicer.
Where's Bill?
Where's Bill?
Yeah, the only thing she asked and the only thing that she really cares about. Again, you're wasting her time. Attempting to be mysterious.
Bill is at the Via Cuatro on the road to Salina.
He's not there.
I will draw you a map.
Maybe this is the truth. But again, why? Some selective coloring. Or spot coloring. Depending on what era of photography or cinematography you grew up in. Or schooled in, let's say. But I really want to walk around with a sword. Like, I think that would be so amazing. I think it like a fashion choice, let's say.
She got us, Stevie. Mom got us.
Mommy.
I'm dying.
Freeze, Mommy. Mom. What's going on here?
I'm dying. Bang, bang.
What is going on?
I should have known. You are.
Wait. She was pregnant. This is your daughter. This is your kid. The baby's yours. It's a girl. That's the girl. How did that happen? I did not know. Wait a second. This is a crazy twist ending, but let's continue. Is this even the end? No, there's like 45 minutes left.
Oh, Mommy, don't die.
But if this is the first time you meeting Mommy, then how and why are you not so shocked here?
I waited a long time for you to wake up, Mommy.
I mean, Bill, you still, you can't just do this, all right? This is not okay. She's still going to have to probably delete you now, right? She is, most likely. I mean, yeah.
You know, sweetie, Mommy's kind of mad at Daddy.
Why, Daddy? Were you being a bad daddy?
I'm afraid I was.
By the looks of it, you've been a great father, but an absolute terrible human. Let's go be honest.
I was a real bad dad. Emilio was on the carpet when I stepped on him. The plot thickened.
I didn't see this man wash his hands one time before he's touching this food, bro. All right. Imagine, first of all, he was on the ground. He touched the ground, he touched the floor, and now he just went straight into making this young girl a sandwich. And now it looks like he's about to make like, either himself or her a sandwich. So we'll go ahead and point out the nastiness.
Did Emilio get on the carpet?
Yeah, he is, guys. He is like full hand slapping the meat on.
And Mommy, you would. And what was Emilio doing on the carpet?
Flopping around like a fish.
Flopping.
Right.
And then you stomped on him.
Keep this in mind, guys. He also just licked his fingertips, and now he's touching things again.
She told me later.
Okay, that's his sandwich. Oh, okay.
The second she lifted up her foot and saw Emilio not flapping, she knew what she had done.
And she's eating the sandwich like a savage. Okay, so that's what you guys be fully aware. All right.
Is that not the perfect?
One side of the bread. You know what? Instead of eating from the side that I just started on, I'm gonna go ahead and eat the other side of it.
Visual image.
You okay, Mommy? Does it hurt?
No, sweetie.
Why would you tell your daughter no after? Okay. I mean, if you're being as real and honest with your kid as humanly possible, which for some reason it seems like you're saying everything in front of the kid, you might as well say, yeah, it hurt.
It hurt anymore.
Just so they know that if they were to ever, do something like that, being that for some reason they're playing with guns in their house, listen, she can think one day it's all a game, it's all toys, right? You shoot somebody, unfortunately, don't worry, it doesn't hurt. Why would it hurt? Oh, this is a perfect movie for a kid right before they go to sleep. So even the little girl's feet couldn't be, preserved. Okay.
And I hear tell that's a very painful place to get shot in.
Oh. Isn't your kid asleep? Right? Probably not sleep any longer. I can only imagine that would not be a thing any longer.
And least of all, to yourself. And
no, I think she can be pretty honest with herself. I mean, you pretty much are a trash human, bro.
When it comes to the subject, incapable of believing anything you say.
I mean, and you definitely deserve to feel that way.
How do you suppose we saw?
You feel it?
Euphoria?
Yeah.
Probably not. Bro. Time and a place.
As you know.
How long does it take to go into effect?
You're right. Incredibly unique.
Just long enough for me to finish my point. When Superman wakes up in the morning, he's Superman.
That's why he's probably one of the best. No. That's why he is the best from DC.
And what are the characteristics of Clark Kent?
Weak.
He's weak. He's unsure of himself. He's a coward. Nothing in the world would ever change that.
Yeah, but she needed that change.
First question.
Like, she needed that deeply. Obviously.
Did you really think your life in El Paso was going to work?
I think so. She wanted to, at least.
No.
Really? Okay. So why were you doing it? Like, just for a sense of, normalcy?
All those people you killed to get to me felt damn good, didn't they?
Yes.
For the moment, probably.
Every single one of them. The $64,000 question.
Oddly specific number.
Why did you run away from me with my baby?
Because you're crazy.
On the plane, I threw up.
Teal
So
orange.
I started thinking.
It's probably the first usage. This movie here specifically has used a lot more of the beef and broccoli look, guys. They have not overused this teal and orange shot, guys. The coloring, at least, they have not overused it. So respect.
Maybe I was pregnant.
The other one,
I'm better than Annie Oakley, and I got you
Are
right
you?
in my sight. I could blow your off. Not before I put one right between your eyes.
Enough talking. Action.
So let's talk. Karen?
Stay where you are and don't move.
Sorry, but bro, if I hired you for a job and you did not deliver.
Congratulations.
It's such a weird scene,
Before
bro.
that strip turned blue. Once you knew you'd claim her. And I didn't want that.
Not your decision to make.
Yeah.
I mean, right. It is not your decision to make.
Yes.
I mean, I would expect that response from you.
But it's the right decision, and I made it for my daughter. She deserved to be born with a clean slate. But with you.
I mean, I get it. He's absolutely terrible. Right? But it is, in fact, not your decision to make. You're equally terrible. Keep this in mind. Your past is not something that I would say, you know what? You're better than him. Nope, you're the same trash. Right? You guys delete people for a living, right? So when it comes down to this, there is no moral high ground here. So you both have to be terrible people and raise his kid somehow, right? Who gets the kid? He chose him. And you know what? That makes sense.
She was born into a world she shouldn't have.
I'll agree with that also.
I had to choose.
And there are consequences to breaking the heart of
She should have known that.
You experience them.
Right?
Was my reaction really that surprising?
I mean, now that we know a little bit more, no. I would have... Listen, if this scene here or something like this scene was given to us in the first, I don't know, 5 minutes of the first movie, I think, yeah, I would have known that. I would have been like, oh yeah, well, listen, you're dealing with this guy. What do you think this guy is? Right? Like, what do you think he is? You think he's just going to be like, you know what? It's fine. Right? My baby, my kid, and you're marrying someone else. yeah, that's not happening, bro.
But you thought wrong.
Right. I mean, I'm outside looking in, and I know it's capable. I know what this man most likely is capable of. Pie mate's order? Of course. Guys, I think this was too quick. Right? Like, I mean, all of this talking that you just did, you could have cut that down by at least 70%. I'll be honest. You could have cut it down 70% and had this happen earlier. Because
Plan A taught you the 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Right. Yeah, he can teach you. And why didn't he teach you? Because you are a criminal mastermind, sir. You, in fact, are. He obviously saw something in her that he couldn't see in you. Pretty obvious. Yes. Yes, you're a bad person. Soak that in. Why are you lying to her? Okay. That's the wrong T word I would use. Terrible would probably be it. I mean, who would be his favorite person? Go ahead and take those 5 steps, bro. Next morning. Who are you thinking? Think who? Because I'm almost positive you can't be talking to whatever Lord and Savior you may have. All right? You can't. I know for a fact you're not doing that. I don't know why that entity would have anything to do with you. Or Bill. Or anyone you are close to. All right? You need to make up and atone for all of what you have done on Earth. All right? Trust me. That has not gone past the ceiling. This little girl is going to become a menace. Malagueña. Interesting. All right. Cool. Malagueña, meaning a young, beautiful woman from the city of Malaga, within the region of Andalusia. I live in Malaga, guys, partially. My wife is a Malagueña. This isn't like the actual song, though. This is someone like maybe covering it but altering it. This is not the real Malagueña, but it is at least referencing it. Lyrically, partially, it is in fact Malagueña. It's a weird place to have it. Like, why is it here? What does it have to? What does this have to do with a woman like my wife? A fight team? Julie Dreyfus. Why do I know her? Julie Dreyfus. Or maybe I know her name. What is she in? She was in Inglourious Bastard. That's why she... Okay. All right, we're here. We just saw this. I was like, bro. AKA Mommy. AKA the Snake Charmer. And he was obviously called the Snake Charmer because of the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad, right? I'm guessing that's that reference there. Guys, the movie was spectacular, like throughout the entirety of it, from the first part to the second part. Now I understand kind of why we had to see all of this together kind of at once, if that makes any sense, because it makes all the sense in the world. You, in fact, cannot watch part 2 without watching part 1, and you cannot start part 1 without finishing part 2. It's impossible, right? This is another one of these like top 10 movies, guys. In fact, it's super long. I would say this here. And what I mean by that is that under no circumstance should you watch these separately, kind of like what I just said. So it is, in fact, super long because it's 2 separate gigantic pieces, guys, right? But they delivered this very well. The story was great. All the characters were great. The acting was absolutely phenomenal. And I think we just encountered probably one of the scariest, like, evil men in the history of, like, evil. There are a lot of people in your life who could be like Bill. Think about that for a second. Like, you can encounter regular, average Joe type of people who are speaking to you calmly. They're going to like yoga. They're doing all these things that are like, I don't know. You would think generally that they're very positive and calming things, right? Like, I've only encountered a couple of people in my existence that played like that ridiculous flute. All right, only a couple of people. Never in real life, keep this in mind. But just every time I've seen these type of people, I thought that they were the most peaceful individuals in the history of humanity. Example, this early 2000s rapper, late 90s rapper, Andre 3000. He put out recently an entire flute album. Similar instrument, but he apparently does this for real, right? And if you watch him or look at anything with him in it recently, you'll see that he portrays himself as a super peaceful individual. He's calm, right? He does his own laundry. He's super wealthy, but it doesn't matter. He walks around and he literally looks like a homeless person. Like, if you can imagine what that could be, and what I mean by that is he doesn't care how he appears to the public. So he dresses in, I can't, like thrift shop, if that makes any sense, but not like I'm going to the thrift shop to buy something that's kind of fashionable, because, my budget is small. Not that type of thing. He will go for the most random and odd looking thing in that thrift store and put it on himself. He doesn't care what it is. He just wears it. Right? It's an interesting mentality you kind of have to be in for that type of thing to happen. And so the reason why I bring this up is, Bill reminds me of him. Now, I'm not trying to say Andre 3000, the rapper himself. He is Bill, but Bill reminds me of this individual who you look at, who's like a regular average Joe, right? And he's super calm. He speaks. He does, again, he does yoga and plays the flute. Okay? He's a super peaceful gentleman. While, in fact, always behind the scenes being the scariest man in the history of like movie and television. All right? I'm telling you. He's trained all around the world to become this guy who has the ability to delete people at rates that are frightening. He knows people like Pai Mei. I don't want to know anyone who knows anyone who knows anyone like Pai Mei personally, right? But he knows someone like that. He can call them up and say, "Hey, listen, I have someone that I would love for you to teach." Okay, just by dropping Bill's name, you have access to someone like that can teach you things like that, like what basically ended Bill. Or you have Hanzu, right? You mentioned Bill's name, and all of a sudden he's making a sword. He's coming out of retirement to make one of the greatest swords in the history of swords, apparently. Guys, I honestly, truthfully, do not want to live in this universe here, with people like Bill or the Viper squads, guys. All right? I don't at all. This movie was frightening, but I don't think it was meant to be, if that makes any sense. Like, I truthfully don't think that Quentin Tarantino came out and was like, listen, I'm going to make the most frightening movie in the history of movies. I think he just wanted to make an extravagant play on Kung Fu in general. That's it. That's samurai culture. That's it. I think that was his overall idea, but how it came out is that we just got introduced to one of the scariest characters in the history of film, bro. Right? I will never forget this. Okay? Like, the whole time I'm watching it, I'm laughing, following along with it, right? But then it clicked. With this movie here, it clicked with me, guys. Like, the first half, we didn't really get to see anything about Bill like that. We've encountered him a couple of times, just speaking or with his hands, playing on the sword, etc. But then I thought that when we actually saw Bill's introduction, it was going to be something, to kind of fit the overall status, right? To fit the allure that the movie has given to us about him. But that was not the case. All right? The initial meeting was him outside, old man outside playing the flute. Okay? All right? That is psychotic. Okay? That is absolutely psychotic. Who would do that? This is what he thought of in his head. He was like, this is going to be a really good idea. Right? Let's just make the scariest character in the history of characters play the flute. All right? I do think that the first movie was filmed better, but that's because there was a lot more action. So they had to kind of, work on camera angles and they were coloring differently and all these things. The second half here was filmed more like kind of like a action drama, if that makes any sense. The frame rates were not altered at all. The whole movie felt like it was a mix of, let's say, 24 to 30. It wasn't anything crazy. While the first movie was, a lot of trickery was going on, guys. Maybe 60 frames at times, odd shutter angles that kind of made things look a little jittery at times. The first movie, the first half of it, let's say, was definitely filmed better in that, if we go by that standard, let's say. But all right, listen, if you guys do want to see the full-length reaction, it is on Patreon at the second tier. And you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.